Welcome to Rebel Life Boxing, where I talk boxing and anything in between. Make sure to catch new videos daily at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. Also catch an early bird video weekdays at 6 a.m. Support the channel, and thanks for watching. So, I'm here to give my personal thoughts overall of Deontay Wilder. You know, Deontay Wilder is a guy who started boxing late. Not like a lot of fighters that been boxing since they were kids, like 5, 6 years old. He started late. And, he was a guy that was working, doing deliveries, and I guess, he said to himself, man, I'm sick, I'm tired of doing this shit, man. I want to make a change, so he decided that he had enough of the life he was living, and he took a chance on himself and started to get into boxing. And his pro career, 40 plus fights, most all ended in knockouts. And this is a guy that people say have no real boxing skill. Fundamentals, like stuff like that. But what's crazy though, when, I said the same thing. I was like, well, when you compare him to like an average boxer or standard boxer, he doesn't have the leg movement. He doesn't have the same, the way that most boxers are taught to pace their legs, how they're taught to move robotic-like in a certain groove. He doesn't do that, and there's some other things he doesn't do, but that's kind of what makes it. It makes it special because he doesn't do what most other boxers do, and he was able to, get to where he's at. You can say whatever you want. You can say that he can't fight, he can't box, and all this other stuff, right? But I still think it's rather remarkable when a person started boxing late and was still able to get into boxing. And you got to remember, right? This is a guy that started boxing late, and the dudes he was fighting in the pros, although they were lower tier comp, a lot of, all boxers face low tier comp in the beginning, even in the middle of their careers, right? And a lot of those boxers, they actually started boxing when they were kids, a lot of these boxers, so they had more experience than Deontay Wilder, and he was still able to knock them out. You gotta look at it that way, man. Like the dude is a guy that they say can't box, and he started late, and then the guys he got in the ring with earlier, they more than likely, a lot of them, they were born into boxing, a lot of them, and they weren't even able to knock him out. They weren't able to get him out of there. It's a guy with minimal defense, right? Minimal defense, minimal footwork, whatever. This is the narrative that a lot of people have been saying. He doesn't have good defense. He doesn't have good legs. Okay, so the experienced boxers, whether they are low tier or not, they should still be more experienced and better boxers than Deontay Wilder, and they still couldn't get him out of the ring. You know what I'm saying? And I still think that's amazing to see something like that. And then he moves up. He's earning enough money. His daughter is having problems. His daughter has, I forgot what that disease, spinal bifida. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure the name of the disease his daughter has. So the man wanted to provide for his babies and decided to take a chance on himself. And he's knocking people out with this dynamite right hand. I've seen people, shit, man, I should be screenshotting a lot of these comments. I've seen people say his right hand is fraudulent. I'm like, family, listen, man. Stand there in that ring and let him hit you and tell me how it feels, and then let me know if that's fraudulent. There's no way that's a fraudulent right hand, bro. Got to give him some kind of credit, man. And Then he moves up in comp. He faced Luis Ortiz, which is, I would say, one of his realest levels of real higher competition. And he was hurt. He was hurt in the first fight and didn't drop. He didn't drop. And like I said, this is Luis Ortiz. And Wilder wasn't holding on to him. He wasn't doing some of the stuff that other people say other fighters do, which is nothing wrong with holding on to survive, man. But he wasn't even doing that in that fight. Never even fell. And people saying he was exposed. And this is Ortiz, right? Somebody that probably was boxing earlier than Wilder was. Definitely has, as far as when you want to talk about boxing fundamentals, Ortiz has that over Wilder, and he still couldn't knock him out. Second fight, he was outboxing Wilder, still got knocked out again. There's one thing I used to say, I don't like the fact that Wilder says he needs to be right for only 12 seconds. That mentality works for him though. Even though I don't like it, but that's how he works, and it's been working for him. I do agree, at some point you got to change that mentality, but nonetheless, it's still been working for him. So can't take that away from him. Can't take that away from him. So then he gets in the ring with Tyson Fury eventually. And then he gets in, he actually facing a little bit higher competition than Ortiz. Tyson Fury's okay boxer, man. I see holes in his game as well. He's a good boxer. He moves great for his size. And Wilder was able to lay him down a couple of times in that fight. And to Fury's credit, he got right back up and boxed Wilder. And even looked like he buzzed him a couple of times in that fight, but Wilder did not fall. There's one thing you can say about Wilder: has a great chin. He has a great chin. He's durable. And in the second fight, you're taking all that beating from Fury, and he still didn't, he wasn't knocked out cold, man. So the dude has a warrior spirit, and you gotta always respect that. There's some things that I didn't like about Wilder. It's only really two things, man. Everything else, I have nothing but love for Wilder, man. It's just those two things that irked me. It was the Mark Breland thing, and then the thing with the twerk, and that didn't really sit well with me. But other than that, man, I like the dude's personality as a man outside the ring, what he stand for. Gotta always respect that. He ain't a sellout to his people, for the most part, as far as I can see. And I think more than likely he's gonna win the upcoming fight with Fury. I think he might end up winning that fight, becoming a champ again. As I said, I think him and Joshua are destined to fight. Keep in mind, I said they're destined to fight. But will they fight? And that'll be up to Joshua if he gets the belt. See? And we have to find out. But that's how I feel about Deontay Wilder. I got nothing but respect for him as a person is outside the ring as well. And the stuff that he done in the ring, I think is remarkable, despite of what people are saying about his skills, which I agree with to a certain extent. But you got to understand, man, all boxers have their own style. All boxers fight different. Some boxers feel comfortable fighting certain ways than that they were taught. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. And I'm gonna tell you this: people could frown upon his resume, but you can't tell me that in those 40 fights before he fought Ortiz and Fury, you telling me nobody in that group had better skills than the guy that started boxing late? And they couldn't get him out the ring? Something to think about. This is Rebel Life Boxing. I'm gonna catch y'all later on the next one. Peace out.